What up?
Sorry about that. Too many speakers. Oh, shit. All righty, people. Welcome back to the land of the living. Um, Hope everybody's been doing okay. Know we've been absent for a few weeks here, but had shit going on. You know how
That
it is.
happens.
Life gets in the way occasionally. Um, how are things in your end of the world, Sax Man?
Outstanding. Yeah,
Okay. All right. Everybody treating you all right at Montezuma Acres?
they are actually.
One more here. Good deal. Good deal. I want to encourage you. This is completely off subject. I want you to look the next time you're out around a Checkers. I know you love a Checkers, right?
Oh yeah.
Check out the advertisement.
Is it all in Spanish?
No, but it looks like Jasmine Crockett's cousin.
Oh, okay.
Check it out. Just saying. You check it out. I want to say it's advertising something called a Glorilla
Of course it is.
or Killrilla or something. I don't know. Check it out.
Burgerilla.
But that being said, let's get some boilerplate shit out of the way real fast. Anything we say on here is strictly for entertainment purposes only. This is some like-minded individuals, probably pissed off at the current point in time about whatever it is we're discussing, or whatever, and we'll go and talk about it and voice our opinions. We encourage you to go and do your own research. Period. Okay. We do not claim to be a news outlet or anything else. We're just some like-minded individuals out here hashing some shit out, talking about whatever's on our mind. So all you fact checkers out there in your brown shirts, sit your ass back down, settle down, get the hot pocket, and get your latte and shut the fuck up. Okay? And if we offend you, write your congressman, get your whoopee. I don't know what to tell you to do because facts over feelings. At least that's how we feel. So, that being said, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Um, in case everybody's wondering, believe it or not, it's the title tonight. And the reason we decided to believe it or not is because we got so much goofy shit going on that's, Skinwalker Ranch style shit. And I figured, hey, let's go ahead and just jump right in there and just hit all the weird angles. From weird hurricane patterns, jet stream patterns being all jacked up, to cloud seeding, to earthquakes, tsunamis, and let's not forget the cherry on top, the Atlas 31 Atlas or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah,
The
31
meteor,
Atlas
not a
Comet.
meteor.
Nah, it's just Comet.
Um, we'll get into all that. 31 Atlas, I was right. So, where would you like to start off this evening, brother?
Oh, wherever. It's all interesting.
Okay. Um, let's go with earthquakes. Let's go with earthquakes. Everybody knows about the earthquake that hit Russia last week. I think it was last week, wasn't it? Maybe a little
Yeah.
There's been a lot more earthquakes over the past few days. You had one in Dominican Republic, one in Eastvale, California, one in Fontana, California, one in the town of Washington, New Jersey. Let's see, another one in Russia, another one in Russia, Pacific Antarctic Ridge. You have one there. You have another one in New Jersey. Just a lot of seismic activity. It seems kind of odd. Most of them are the ones in New Jersey are at threes. So that's like, mouse fart. But then you start getting into Russia and you're talking sixes and things like that and up. And we know the one they had was what, an 8 or a 9? It was pretty high, the one that caused the tsunami. But we've seen a lot more seismic activity this year for whatever reason. And they've been talking about there's an underground volcano off the west coast that they keep talking about. It's going to erupt eventually. They keep building that up, and they're talking about it's going to create massive tsunamis and all these other things that happens, and it's going to do this, that, and other. The thing that I'm more concerned about is Yellowstone National Park.
Is which one?
Yellowstone.
Oh, yeah.
The massive park sitting on top of a caldera.
Yeah.
I mean, I know me and Jay were talking about this the other day, and you kept seeing all these memes. I don't know how true they were, but it would show all these animals getting out of Yellowstone. Now, according to what I'm seeing, they're saying that's not true. Nothing's leaving, et cetera, et cetera. The problem I have is if anything is going on, we're not going to be told about it. I don't think. I don't trust the media. I don't trust the government by any stretch. And, if you've got the seismic activity, and we already know what Yellowstone is, if Yellowstone was to erupt today, God forbid, half the country's fucked. I mean, it's done.
Yeah.
Then you'd have a toxic cloud over another quarter of it. The East
good
Coast
thing is it would push it east and north, and I mean,
well, Canada be gone.
yeah. I mean,
one problem taken care of.
yeah, exactly. I mean, other than losing, Montana, Wyoming, North and South Dakota, all the other ones,
Well, I don't want to see something of that magnitude because can you imagine what that would do? I mean,
oh yeah, it'd be horrible.
The country's done. I mean, that's it. We would lose most of our farmland. We'd lose half of our industry. We'd lose a lot of our petroleum because it's right there where it's at. Or we're not there necessarily, but Texas, other places in the Midwest and whatnot, all that's fucked. I mean, it would be catastrophic. So I hope I don't ever see that occur. But it's something to kind of put in the back of your mind and say, if that was to happen, that would just be, and you get worried because you've got all this shit going on with the different seismic activity and volcanic eruptions and things of that nature. Then there's also the fact that the axis of the Earth has actually tilted just a little bit. Now, I'm not talking about miles or anything like that. It's just a fraction. But what people need to understand is as the planet adjusts, if the tiniest infraction could have massive consequences with tides, with gravitational, everything. Your poles. The poles are constantly changing. They're not where they're supposed to
be. Yeah.
And all that's concerning because that's not something that we can correct.
Yeah, nothing you can control.
No, and you're talking about a global issue. You're not, and this isn't some of that global warming bullshit or anything like that. This could be virtually DRT moment. And so I don't want this to get worse, whatever's going on. You think about it. This is the first year in my entire life I've ever seen us not have quote unquote hurricanes in the Southeast. Had a lot of them on the Pacific side
right.
for whatever reason, but we've had virtually hardly anything. We've had storms, but we haven't had hurricanes. Okay. If you go back to every year before this, consistently, we've had multiple hurricanes just coming in, hammering stuff.
Yeah.
And none of any real measure. And I know we've had a pressure system off the coast for a while too. Again, this stuff is not normal to me. Now, I'm no meteorologist or anything else, but it just seems that there's something kind of strange going on. And maybe it's all just coincidence, but when you start seeing things like entire weather patterns changing and things like that have been that way for your entire life, something on a grander scale is affecting that. At least I think so. What are your thoughts, brother?
So every couple of years, you got El Nino or La Nina, which changes up, whether you're going to have dry years or wet years. Hurricane wise, and so hurricane wise, it would be more what's affecting weather off of the coast of Africa, because that's where they start and then circle that way. The jet stream over the U.S. kind of determines where it's gonna blow once it hits us.
Right.
So I guess hey, what's different in that part of Africa? Climate wise, I do not know.
Somebody's commenting on your profile picture.
Uh-oh. Let's see.
Oh. He's just getting into the role. That's all, Big J. Well, I mean, I think back to all the years in the past when I've gone on vacation, when I've gone, had people in Florida, and consistently there's been hurricanes.
Yeah.
And this year, I mean, think back to November. Remember last November? Or October, the one rolled through the Gulf and went up into the Carolinas and fucked it all up.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of things that seem odd. I remember back when I was growing up hearing them talk about cloud seeding, and everybody thought, your tinfoil hat, you've lost your mind. There's no such thing. I'm not surprised you could say I know him like the back of my own hand. Bro, I can't touch that one. You got to deal with that. But, now it come to find out they have been seeding clouds and they have been, doing different things. And I think it kind of reminds me of the old adage. You shouldn't fuck with Mother Nature.
Yeah, true. I mean, I don't know. I guess my catch on the cloud seeding thing is it all has its place. I mean, you can't seed clouds without clouds out there.
Right.
But I know in the drier parts of the country, every once in a while it happens. But you've always got folks out there that either bring it on, let's get some rain, or the ones that are like, no, don't do it, because if you do it, then the world will end. And um, I mean, it kind of swings both ways, it seems.
Right, right. Well, I mean, if it's beneficial and it's not going to harm things, it's one thing. But and I'm not saying any of this connected. But was there any cloud seeding done prior to all that shit that happened in North Carolina? Was there any cloud seeding done when everything happened in Texas last month? We already know the answer to that. There was cloud seeding done, but it wasn't done at that area.
Yeah,
Right.
like 2 days beforehand.
But again, um, it seems that these disasters are hitting very specific areas that have never been hit before like this. Now, everybody put on your tinfoil hats. Make sure you buckle them real good. Okay. I'd also like to point out that there's some other more troubling flags that are raised during all this. You're seeing these disasters happen in primarily red areas. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything connected. I'm just throwing it out there. And there's other things involved too, Okay, like all the shit that happened in Texas. My next question would be, what natural resources or things around that area that got wiped out are there? Is there some kind of mining? Is there some kind of resource that they drill for? Is there anything in that region? That'd be my question there, because we already know what was in North Carolina.
I mean,
The
there's
purest, most rich deposit of quartz on the planet. And the local municipalities around it were blocking them being able to do, I won't say they're blocking them from either expanding or doing something.
Yeah.
They're putting monkey in a wrench. And now those towns are gone. So, am I saying that corporate greed did something? Not necessarily, but it just seems like a convenient disaster.
I mean, never put it past. See, okay, the one in, Carolina, I could very well see, okay, federal government already knows it's there, so yes, let's take care. Let's not waste a natural disaster.
Right.
Go ahead and exploit it to because we all know that the federal government, does not love you and will do all sorts of crazy shit to you.
Mm-hmm.
The one in Texas, I don't know. I mean, it's happened before. It happened 10 years ago.
Okay.
I mean, it's flash floods. They're not fun. Then they happen down there. A lot of times, why you don't hear about flash floods is because as opposed to where we live, your population density is much lower.
Right.
And usually it's out in spaces that, uh, yeah, you're just not going to have as many people, not as much coverage, stuff like that. People, unfortunately die from it because they don't listen to the radio or um, warnings. And a lot of times, warnings come too late.
Right.
But yeah, it would be interesting to see if there's anything, I mean, other than cows, mesquite trees, and oil that's around there. That would be an interesting investigation.
Okay. Well, I guess again, I understand weather can be. I understand weather can be, unpredictable, etc. But it just seems like all these things are happening right there together.
Yeah, and like you're saying, Russia and stuff like that. And I don't know because I have not gone on. You can go on like NOAA and stuff like that, and this would be interesting to find out, is because you have all from basically down to the Philippines all the way up to Japan and even into Russia. You have that ring of fire, goes all the way to Alaska. So you have a few different tectonic plates there. So you're going to get every once in a while a lot more volcanoes going off, a lot more tsunamis, stuff like that, because the Earth is constantly moving, and some years are worse than others. Um, thank God we're in a few 100,000 year period of um, not having these big ones go off like you're saying.
Right.
Um, and that one that was in Russia could have been a heck of a lot worse. Um, it kind of turned into a nothing burger by the time it hit us. But man, if it had been in, say, deeper water or shallower water, how much more that could have affected us over here, um, with the speed and the size of it.
Right. Exactly. Well, um, this all goes back to what I've said about the weather and the things to me seem different this year. Um, Again, I don't recall ever seeing this slow kind of activity with hurricanes. Maybe I'll be surprised come, the end of August, sometime in September, but usually we've got shit going on.
Yeah.
And it's very uncharacteristic for that not to be going on right now. And while I understand that Texas was hit with the remnants of a tropical storm and whatnot, think about what happened a couple weeks ago when the storm came into the Gulf, went up through Texas, Louisiana, all that, came back through the Midwest, back across, hit the Atlantic, and circled right back across Florida, back into the Gulf.
Yeah.
I've never seen it do that.
That was pretty wacky.
And so it makes me wonder, what's causing these disruptions in the weather patterns, because they're not normal to me. Like, sure. I can stand in my front yard and I know, stand in my front yard looking at where the sun rises. I know what east, west, north, and south is, roughly. So I know that the clouds generally are going to be moving from the southwest or west and going the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Right? Well, right. I've been watching the clouds for the past week either go south or head north. Right? Neither of which is the normal movement for them.
Right.
So again, this all goes back to what I'm saying. The weather patterns seem weird. It's not just because you got a storm brewing somewhere. It's been constantly that way.
Yeah.
That's what concerns me.
And another good place to look for stuff like that would be, okay, do you have and this you would have to go to like NASA or NOAA as well. But do you have an increase in sunspot activity? Do you have because a lot of our weather here is influenced by what the sun does. And if the sun's being funky or like you're talking, the pole shift thing, happens. Generally, it happens pretty slow, but it's flipped a lot of different times.
Right.
And they say, when it flips like that, you're going to get some crazy weather and or big earth changes or stuff like that. Don't know. I've never lived through one, but I don't know that I really want to.
I can understand that. Well, to me, it's just food for thought. I'm going to watch all this stuff is going on. Now, what I'll also say is that they'll do, the media will hype shit like this up to keep you focused on something else.
True. And okay. And I don't want to get a knock, because this is what I'm fixing to say I have seen in the past week on YouTube. Okay. If you go on, well, I know I go on YouTube. It's pretty much, what I watch now when I get home. But in amongst the other stuff that I watch, which really has nothing to do with this, I have found a overabundance of these channels that are like, you put on to go to sleep, and it's listening to the start of the next American Civil War, or talking. You have other ones that are like infographics on what's going to happen during the next Civil War. But like not just one or two of them, but like whole streams, boom, 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 that they're throwing in my algorithm, which I don't look up stuff like that on YouTube. I just thought that was kind of weird.
There's a brown shirt that's got a heart on it.
Right? My FBI guy.
Something. Well, okay. We'll jump over into that in a minute, because that's a whole nother fucking segment.
Right.
Let's go over to the 135,000 mile per hour object from deep space. Let's look at, they call it this thing I think it's, let me make sure I've got it right, the 31/Atlas. It was detected on July 1, and it's the size of Manhattan. Okay.
That's a big comet.
Yeah. I guess you've got one group of people that are kind of challenging that. They wrote a paper and they're saying that it's got a 0.005% chance of being natural. Okay. Because they're saying that the way it's traveling doesn't make any sense because of the way it's coming into the solar system. What it'll do is it comes into the solar system and passes all these planets, it's going to be shielded by the sun from us. Okay. And then it will pass by, but it'll be, let's see,
almost 2 astronomical units away, closer to Mars.
Correct. But it says that it could reach us between November 21st and December 5th. And, they're saying the way it's coming, there's no way for us to intercept it with anything, if I'm reading this correctly. They say that Loeb, which is one of the scientists, proposed to NASA to use their Juno spacecraft to intercept it near Jupiter next year and find out what it is once and for all. Whether that would happen or not, I don't know. But there's only been 2 other objects like this or of the same category in recorded history that we're aware of. But there's also speculation that he thinks government should be well underway with a plan of action if this turns out to be anything more than a rock. This reminds me of so many science fiction movies I watched.
Right.
From Independence Day, Battlefield Earth. Lord, that was horrible.
Yeah, it was
War of
bad.
the Worlds. Um, I mean, just pick something. V. Uh, who knows? Invasion. I mean, the list just keeps going on and on. The thing that I think it is that regardless of what it is, there's nothing we can do about it. Number
No.
one, whether it's natural or unnatural. Do I think it's going to slam into the planet? No. Um, if it turns out to be a non-natural event, like it's a technologically advanced something or another, um, people will lose their shit because most people are very weak-minded.
True.
Here's my philosophy. I'm gonna look at it from a spiritual standpoint, and people may tell me I'm nuts, which that's fine. I've been called worse. you know, some people are gonna say that there's no way it could be intelligent life elsewhere because of the Bible and et cetera, et cetera. My philosophy is that just because there's intelligent life somewhere else, that's not who's to say that God didn't create that.
Yeah, I mean, he never he never said that he didn't.
I mean, are we really that narrow-minded, or that we think we're it? I'm just going. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, I don't disbelieve. My only concern would be if there are races out there that are more technologically advanced, would we not see more evidence of that out in space that we can see?
well, okay. Let's jump over that. Let's talk about the Black Knight. Are you
Yeah.
familiar with that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You got a piece of rock Nikola Tesla discovered a signal from back when he was alive.
Mm.
And it's a reoccurring binary signal. All right. That it rotates the planet and changes course periodically. Okay. Why we've not gone and it seems odd to me if it's there and we got a space station and space shuttles and every fucking thing else. Why has nobody gone and checked that shit out?
Or, they did have that thing that looked like a mini shuttle. They had that thing up there for years, shooting it off, doing experiments. Finally came down not too long ago. Who's to say they haven't?
Well, yeah, and that's true. That I mean, they're not. If it's classified, they're not going to tell us shit. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you've got something orbiting your planet that's sending a signal and it's not yours, it seems to me, yeah, we're going to find out what the fuck that is. Who left the radio on?
Right.
I mean, something's not kosher there. But I mean, there's all kinds of conspiracies you can think of. What if Black Knight was like a monitoring probe in orbit, and when mankind achieved a certain level, it didn't send a signal out to where it's from to say, "Hey, they woke up. They've achieved this level of a technology."
No, you never know.
The other thing is, going back to what I didn't mean to cut you off. The other thing
you're
is,
fine.
like your previous question about why we haven't seen more about it. Again, I'm going to use a sci-fi trope, the Prime Directive. If you've got other races out there or other civilizations, and we probably, if they've got the capability to send ship from 20, 30, 50, 100 light years away and get it here, they're already leaps and bounds past us. We're
Oh, yeah.
a bunch of toddlers playing in mud. Um, they may not want to make contact because of how fragile our society currently is, or they may look at us like, roll your fucking windows up when you come by Earth.
It's probably that one right there.
So, and you got to also think too, and this would be, I don't know the answer to this, but I just want to pose this question. Think back when we started broadcasting to space radio signals about, we're Earth, mankind, XYZ, sent Voyager out and all that bullshit, right?
Hmm.
Now do the math. Again, I don't have these mathematic things here, but I'd be curious to find out where they speculate this thing came from, the part of space,
Hmm.
and how long it's taken it to get here. Well, how long did it take the signals from this planet to reach that location? You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah. Just trying to figure out what broadcasts have they actually decoded
Well,
and
that's what I'm saying.
seen.
What if this is truly a probe, and it's because we were sending out, signal flares? Hey, come see us,
Hmm.
free peanuts. And so one of these races said, "Hey, check that out. They got resources and food."
Yeah, yeah. What was his name? Wheelchair boy, Hawkins.
Yeah.
Um, he was one of the ones that said, "Don't try to do that." Because if they're technologically advanced enough to actually receive it and travel here, they're gonna be, millions of years ahead of you, and you know that probably doesn't bode well for the citizens of Earth.
Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. They're all to start Clinton and entire continents.
Exactly. We'll just try to take the rims off of the spacecraft, but you know, they'll get you.
Yeah, I mean, it never ended well for any of the other people. Every other time we've been invaded, it just never ends well for
No.
us. Now, somehow miraculously, we end up coming out on top, but that's because we wrote the story.
Yeah, but we had Will Smith.
Well, or Noah Wabe or
Yeah.
Ripley. We always had somebody.
Right.
But we might not have one in this time. Might not have Arnold. He might not be able to tell us, get to the chopper. So I'm just saying, I mean, yeah, there might be some benevolent forces out there, and there might be some benign ones. I personally am cool with the benign, but you're rolling fucking dice with mankind.
Yeah.
I mean, do you really want to take a chance on getting the Klingons instead of the Vulcans?
Right.
Or the Borg?
Or the Borg would be worse.
I mean, either way, you're fucked.
Yeah.
One's going to take pleasure in just fighting and killing your ass. The other one is going to take pleasure in assimilating.
Yeah, you get probed.
So, I mean, and again, it may all turn out that this is exactly what they say it is. It's just a comment, etc. It's got some unusual characteristics. The path it's traveling, the fact that it doesn't have the same kind of trail that a normal comet would, I don't think, raises some questions. But if it came from deep space, how the hell are we supposed to know what it's supposed to do?
Yeah.
So, just throwing that out there. But, you just don't know. And these are all things that seem to be coming to the forefront. I mean, I can't get on social media without seeing something about this fucking rock.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
My feed is covered up with stuff about the weather patterns and whatnot. And it's just, I understand that AI is the one kicking these over to me because of something I've searched that's heard me talk about something, because that's why I hate AI.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like there's an awful lot of it. Um, Now, let's switch gears for a minute over to Texas, the great state of Texas. It looks to me like the dipshit Democrats are shitting themselves. That's why they fled the state, because they're trying to stop them from redistricting.
Right.
Because what happens, Jasmine Ghetto Home Crockett is going to get voted out.
Yep.
I hope Abbott follows through. It sounds like he's trying to, but I just don't know how far this can go.
Oh, I hope it goes all the way to, if they have abandoned they've abandoned their posts, their seats, then they can kick rocks and go somewhere else. They can go to prison. It doesn't matter to me. People all that aren't familiar with what's going on is, there's some places that they want to redistrict. Well, Houston being one of them. And I don't think people understand how big the Houston Metro. It's kind of like when you talk about Dallas Fort Worth Metro, Atlanta Metro. There's 7.5 million people in the Houston Metro area.
Right.
And it turns, obviously, it's going to be one of your blue spots in the state, that Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth. And basically, as those population centers go, so does the state, generally speaking.
Right.
And one person or one or two people don't need to be in charge. And I know it's not one or two, but it's a relatively low number. Don't need to be in charge of representing 7 point, whatever million people.
Right. I agree.
So there you go.
I did see where some other states are looking at redistricting too, which is making them shit themselves. I think South Carolina. Oh, there was another state doing it too. Now, I know Tennessee is getting ready to do something as well. I think a lot of the states that are red are trying to kind of shore themselves up.
Yeah.
And prevent the influx of fucktards coming in and fucking them up. And I'm also seeing a lot of states now actively going in and doing, getting the illegal aliens. I saw today start utilize the National Guard.
Right. And here's a question. So whenever we have political parties and we have elections,
right,
to further whatever goals we want, right? The people are supposed to want. So that's the outer space view of political parties and the ramifications. So whenever we have right now, Texas is red. Okay. When we had Ann Richards, it was blue, for the most part. But when you're a political party that's in power, you're going to do all you can to keep it that way, right?
Yeah.
And the Democrats have done this before in various states, correct? California, Washington, Oregon. So it's manufactured outrage in the first place. Like it's manufactured outrage in all places. So, I mean, get over it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know Newsom, I think, said something about redistricting to basically ensure that they're, more blue than they already are.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm trying to see. Yeah, Schwarzenegger said he's going to fight him.
That's a surprise.
Yeah.
I know he's supposed to be a Republican, but he's the most liberal Republican.
Well, look who he's married to.
Yeah, exactly. Shrivers.
So, but he said he'll fight Newsom. So we'll see how that all plays out. I personally think Newsom's fucked. I don't think he can. I mean, there's so much corruption in California, who knows? But I would be very surprised if he makes governor, if he stays governor much longer.
Yeah.
I think his time's up. Now, I think he will try to run for president or something. I think he's definitely got his sights on Washington, but he's a fucking idiot. And he's tied to Pelosi. I mean, he's as corrupt as they come.
Oh yeah.
We'll just have to wait and see, what transpires there. But I like how Pritzker, our favorite PRI governor, is basically, housing a bunch of the shitbags from Texas, letting them hide out there. It's too bad you couldn't get the marshals involved and go lock their ass up and get him too. That I would have loved to see that.
Yeah. Now I know
compound.
Ooh, damn. I know that I keep on wanting to call him Governor Perry. I know the governor was, saying he either did authorize or was going to authorize the Rangers to go find them if they were still in the state. But
Right.
if they weren't, then it would have to be I don't know why you couldn't get marshals then or FBI.
I think it's because it's a state thing and not a federal thing.
Yeah, but they've crossed state lines.
Right.
That's like driving a car across, a stolen car across state lines, and it becomes a federal thing.
I get that, but because the violation was of a state statute, I don't think the feds have the same jurisdiction, or they want the jurisdiction, if that makes sense. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm cool with them going full, Raylan Givens on their ass and going them up, dragging them back.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. But I don't think, since it's not violating federal law, what they're doing,
right?
I don't think the Fed will get involved. And Pam Bondi, I don't trust her further than I can throw her anyways. I like Kash Patel and I like Dan Bongino, but Pam Bondi, I think she's a bunch of smoke and mirrors, dude. Don't tell me there's no fucking Epstein files. If that's the case, why is Maxwell still in fucking prison?
Yeah, why is she in prison if there's exactly.
If nothing happened, why is she there?
Yeah.
And let's go ahead and jump off on this. How the fuck did a federal judge stop Alligator Alcatraz? Help me understand that.
I'm not sure. And I just saw a tiny little piece, like the headline on that today. Now, was it a federal judge? Was it a state judge?
Let me double check. I'll get you that information. Oh, who do I want to get my information from tonight? A federal judge ordered a temporary halt of construction at an immigration detention center dubbed Alligator Alcatraz, as attorneys argue whether it violates environmental laws. The fucking thing's built in an airport.
Environmental law.
So, what's it doing?
Nothing. It sits there.
It's in the Everglades.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like, again, you've got a judge overstepping their power. See, a federal judge shouldn't have this authority. The only person to have this authority would be the Supreme Court, not her. And the whole judicial system's jacked up.
Oh yeah, because you've got judges appellate court judges, state judges, stuff like that that are
Yeah.
they're trying to write law, which is not their job. It's
No,
to interpret existing law.
that's it. But they try to bend it to whatever bullshit they're pushing.
Right.
That's the problem. So I don't know. It, I hope that Texas holds them accountable. I mean, I'm with you. It seems to me that they don't, I would keep pushing it and keep going after them. I'd make it very hard for them to come back without facing the music.
Yeah.
And I'd make it where I'd try and find a way where you can basically remove them from office. I don't know what the Texas state constitution is set up with, what provisions are in there, but there's got to be some kind of timeline. So let's say your sorry ass flees the state, so you're not there to represent your region, your people, right?
Yeah.
So if you decide to flee the state and you're gone for X number of days, then
then you should just be booted out. I mean,
yeah, you abandon your post. That's it. We're doing an election. You're done, and you'll have to go through the whole election process. That seat will just not be filled. It'll be a vacancy.
Yeah. Thank you.
And let them try that on. That's what he should try and do if he's got the power. Him and the Attorney General for Texas.
Well, it would probably fall under Lieutenant Governor because Lieutenant Governor has a lot more power in Texas than the governor does.
Okay, well, whoever it is that does it, but
yeah,
set a timeline, a deadline, and say if they are not back at their post by this time, that doesn't mean hanging out at their McMansion or out
right.
beating a damn drum in the streets trying to stir up a fucking riot. That means being back in session.
Yeah.
Doing their job. Their position is null and void at that time. They no longer get a check. All their shit's revoked. They're done. They're no longer a state employee. And at that point, if they wish to get their position back, they will have to run all over again and go through the entire process of running in order to get that position back.
Right.
And in the meantime, we will redistrict because they decided to walk off the job. I mean, to me, it should be the same. I think back to when the ATC did this when Reagan was in office, if you remember that. And
Yep.
yes, I know that dates me. They all walked off, and he brought in. Didn't he bring in the military to do the ATC for a while?
Pause.
I know he shit canned the ones that left.
Yeah, they got fired.
Well, the same fucking thing needs to happen here.
Actually, I would almost take it a step further. I would almost say, since you have abandoned an elected post, it's just as bad as having a nurse leave in the middle of her shift and quit. Basically, dereliction of
Dereliction of duty.
Yeah, dereliction of duty. Get some jail time, pay a fine, at least.
I don't think you ever get the jail time or pay a fine, but if you yank them out of that position, see, they lose all their political power.
Yeah.
And yeah, they can cry foul and everything else, but they broke Texas law. They violated the Texas Constitution doing what they did. So fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them.
I mean, I would expect this, and I'm gonna be straight up honest. If this was a bunch of Republicans doing this, they'd be trying to haul them off in chains.
Oh yeah, that it would be
There'd
like
be MRAPs riding up and down the street trying to get them out of the fucking place.
and the headlines would be like Republicans cowering in hotel.
Or Republican trying to attempt a coup or whatever.
Yeah.
It'd be something negative. And it's time to call this shit out and deal with it. If you take their power from them, All they are is a mouth doing
Yeah.
this. Because once you take them out of office, they're fucked. Because they don't have all that power that they're hungry for, because they're all a bunch of damn sick bastards anyways.
That's true.
So once you take that from them, that's going to drive them nuts. And you really can start fixing the country once you do that, because you get rid of all this riffraff that's been embedded. And I guarantee you, the next state to try it won't try this shit, because they'll learn from Texas.
All right.
It's like, you saw what Texas did, you know. Now, for those of you who live in Georgia, there's rumors afloating that Jabba Abrams wants to be governor.
Oh, God, again.
I mean, I'm confused how that fucking Shrek-looking bitch could even possibly run, but because all the fraud and shit her nonprofit got caught in.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars, but yet she's going to run for governor. How the fuck does that work?
I don't know. You'd think something like that would permanently bar her from political posts, but
Just saying.
Apparently not. I don't know.
I mean, I know that when she lost the last governor's race, I think there was 3 or 4 different churches' chickens that had to close, and a Golden Corral had to close. Because she fucked them all up on the way out of town. And yes, I went there. I bet whenever she eats corn, there's it looks like a pinwheel.
Right.
Because that gap in her fucking teeth.
Oh, Lord. You're not wrong.
Prove me wrong, dude. Just saying. Just saying. Jabba Abrams.
Right?
2020, whatever the fuck.
I got low-class Buc-ee's.
Oh, shit. It'd be Buckways.
Buckways! We got one pump open and Fetty chips inside.
That's it.
That's right.
And we got some what's that damn shit they smoke? The Kraken?
Oh yeah, Kratom or whatever it is.
Kratom or whatever the fuck it's called.
Poke salad.
All you see is a bunch of cars with damn big rims on them sitting low and face music when you pull up to the bitch.
Right.
So,
oh god.
Buckways, I'm telling you. Get your Buckways on.
Get your Buckways.
So, all right. Well, it's been fun. I'm gonna wrap things up. I gotta get the family here ready for their little trip tomorrow. Vanguard, as always, thank you so much for setting this up for us, making this possible. I appreciate it, and we are all looking forward to the time when you can join us live again. We will be back eventually. I just can't give you a set time because life keeps getting in our way. But we'll try and be consistent, at least be here once a week. I can't, I don't know if it'll be Tuesday or Thursday, but it'll be one or the other. But that being said, Saxman, you got any final words you'd like to share with our folks this evening?
Oh, golly. Yeah, stay prayed up and stay informed much as you can. But, don't get caught up in the weird bullshit.
I got to agree with that. Watch your six. Keep your eyes wide open. Keep your eyes on the prize. Don't get lax on what's going on around you. Oh, the struggle's real, Vanguard. The struggle's real. That being said, thank you all for being here tonight and hanging out with us. Hope we didn't bore you too much. Hope we entertained you at least. Our motive here is to make you think, make you pay attention. Stay prayed up, like you said. Pay attention to what's going around you, and those are close to you. Pray for them. Spend time with them, because tomorrow's not guaranteed for none of us. That being said, y'all all have a good night. Stay safe, and we'll see you on the flip side.
See ya. Good night.
Adios.